lovelies, my name is Jessica and welcome to Makeup.misfit. So before I get into today's video, I wanted to just say a very quick thank you to everyone who has subscribed over the last little while. Seeing that number inch up a little by little each time just makes me so happy and I get super excited. I just love this and I think it's so much fun. So thank you to everyone who has supported me this far. Now to get into the video, I'm excited because I'm finally revealing my Pan That palette and my Pan That face palette for 2022, which I cannot believe is coming up so fast already. But if you follow me on my Instagram account, my Pan That, I post updates for both of these projects on there right now for this year. My Pan That palette, I said I was going to end early. So come the end of November, that project will be finished for the year. I just really haven't been reaching for the palettes as much anymore, so I figured I want to just give myself a bit of a break and have some time in between the project restarting just to play around with my makeup and not feel like I have to use something even though I'm not using it. So my Pan That palette's going to start on December 14th, and then my Pan That face palette is going to start on December 17th. Now, I don't know if my face palette project is going to go right up until the end of December for this year or if I'll end that one early. We'll see where it's sitting at in a couple of weeks. But because my Pan That face palette is going to be a highlight palette, it's not going to interfere with this year's project. So I'm not too worried about it either way. But I'm excited to get into it. So first we're going to start off with my Pan That palette. And there was some debate between the one that I chose and one of the other ones. And ultimately, in the end, both of these palettes that I chose were the ones that were like calling my name or I feel like fit me the most at the moment. So in the end, the palette that ended up ultimately winning is my Vizier Midsummer palette. And I'm actually super excited about this. It's not a surprise to me. I don't know if it's a surprise to you or not that I chose this palette over the others, but I just really enjoy this color story and I feel like it's a very winter-ish color story for me. So I feel like over the first few months of this project I'll be getting a lot of usage on this. Now, I'm not going to show you what the palette looks like now because I'm going to be doing my introduction video on December 14th, but I just wanted to let you know that the creamish shade in here I've started to use to set down my lids because my Solstice palette that I had the cream shade in is completely finished. And I like to finish up one cream shade before jumping into another. So I kind of already had an idea that this was going to be my palette. So I started using this shade because I didn't want to jump into a brand new or a whole other cream shade and prolong the life of this palette because I'm hoping to get this out in less than a year. That's my goal. So I'm excited to see where this is going to take me and to see how long this is actually going to take me to use up. Because I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, that I don't get too tired or burnt out of this color story. But I have a feeling I think I can do this. I'm looking forward to it very much. So for my Pan That palette, like I said, this year it's going to be a highlighting palette. Or next year is going to be a highlighting palette. This year was a full blush palette. So I didn't really want to focus on a single blush at all next year. At least not for the first beginning of the year. I feel like it's just way too much blush for me to focus on right now, so a highlighting palette was the next best option for me. And in the end, the one that I chose was the Hover Effects Perfect Highlighting Palette. Now for this one, this is the one that has the cream shades in it, so that is pretty much why I ended up going with this one as well. Even though I'm not a cream product person, I do want to try and get some use on it before it goes bad. Now, the powder products in here, I know I'm not going to have an issue with whatsoever, but the cream products, I want to try and throw them into my routine somehow, some way. I've been trying to do that with this palette already, except I keep forgetting to reach for this like almost every single day. So it hasn't been working out very well for me. So I'm really hoping that even though this is mixed in with the makeup that I'm using every day, that making this a focus palette and bringing it to the forefront of everything will help me with that. Fingers crossed, because I don't know, we'll see. But I'm thinking summertime, if I'm not really reaching for them by then, summertime, I'll be able to throw them on my shoulders. I'll be able to get a lot more use out of the cream products. So I'm hoping I can make a progress on it before then. But one of the biggest motivators to get me to use this palette was I was watching Alexandra Lissette She's actually on the background right now. And she panned this palette this year and went through the cream products like that. So it kind of gave me the determination to pull this palette out and work on it and try to get some use on it. But if the cream products don't go by the end of the year, but the powder products are gone, I will consider this finished. I will be happy with that, and that's all that I'm asking for. So December 17th will be the introduction video for this palette. So updates for both projects are going to be monthly, the 14th and the 17th. So if you are interested in either of those or both of them, stay tuned, because I'm so looking forward to digging into these palettes and seeing how far it takes me and how long it's going to take me. So let me know down below if you think I'll finish either of these palettes before the end of the year, or how long you think it's going to take for me to completely finish it. Just a little side note that the cream shade that I was using to set down my lids in the Solstice palette, from start to finish, took me about a month and a half. So it's making me have some hope that I can get this Midsummer palette out real quick, but that would be amazing if I could. So thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you guys all later. Bye!